Got a nice quiet Sunday morning here, and Sasha and I are working on getting tree seeds set up for cold stratification. We're in mid-November and we're in a cold climate. We grow out, we support the growth of lots of different varieties of trees, thousands and thousands a year. And a lot of those trees have a requirement of needing to be held, their seeds, cold but not absolutely freezing, and moist but not absolutely wet. They're pretty tolerant all the way around, but we've worked out some systems that help secure those seeds a little bit in the earth for the winter, and then we're also thinking through an organizational scheme that allows us to extract those seeds in the order that they need to be taken out. Let me share some notes on that. I know it's a mess here. We're in the middle of digging up plants and shipping and all these different things. We'll clean up and organize later. But what I'm standing on right now was last year's implementation of this idea. If you watch the channel frequently, you may recognize that this band in here had about 20 or so folding crates, plastic folding crates that allowed water to pass through them, buried under leaf bags that we had collected. That system worked pretty well. The challenge though, the leaves and the wood chips that I added on there, it ended up composting and getting a little bit hot, so we had to intervene and check on them. But all those leaves, all that material that we use to heal in or to cold stratify the seeds in those containers over the season turned into beautiful compost. In fact, we planted a ton of Japanese walnuts and, there's a hazelnut randomly in there, pawpaws and other seedlings. So those grew beautifully in what was rotten leaf bags and wood chips last year. This year, what we have is an abundance of compost. We don't have the physical bandwidth to bring it all out of the chicken yard right now. And so we're going to hold that in position, but also allow it to be supporting these crates in the meantime. And so what we've got going on here, a number of them are buried. These are folding crates of chestnuts. They're held in a mix of sawdust and soil. In fact, I'll come to the far end and show you one. This is one that hasn't been buried fully yet. And in this case, so we're using our nursery pen to mark the edges. This is gumi. These are all seeds that we collected this summer that were sown in really nice aged compost. They're actually sown, there's probably 1,000 or so in here, maybe an inch down. They've been mulched lightly, and it's a tiny bit dry, but over the winter it'll average out. We've got a little tag in here as well that says Gumi 622. So a lot of these, the serviceberry, the sea berry, red currants, the small seeds, we basically sowed in these boxes so that they can germinate and start growing. And once things warm up in the spring, we'll take them out and move them along. The chestnuts and the other seeds are buried in layers of moist sawdust. They'll come out and get pushed into airplane boxes later on. We'll do 2 rows and then a walkway and then maybe another row here, or move these leaf bags over. But as we lay them in, we're just burying them in some soil here. So this is aged compost. It's not really going to cook and get hot, but this could be leaf bags. This could be wood chips. Could be hay. Be a little bit challenging if it's hay because it'll invite voles in for the winter. What we've learned over time is we want to organize things. Normally I used to make maps with sticks and nursery pen, but this is complex enough that I'm just making notes on my phone as we go of each row from north to south, what the plants are that are in there. And then sometime around February or March, we can keep it on our radar to look for when we have the peaches and the apricots, the cherries. So those are the seeds that wake up the absolute earliest, and so we'll prioritize them being the southernmost or the most accessible. The other plants that wake up a little bit later can be buried a bit deeper back in. So as time goes on, we're learning which seeds wake up earliest, which seeds can wait a little while, and try to stratify and organize based on that. So we'll add a little bit more here, and then we'll bury the whole thing, and it'll still just look like a compost pile, but it'll happen to have maybe 10 or 15,000 seeds all resting for the winter, getting ready for spring. Let us know if you have any questions about this process. We lucked out and found these folding crates that have a mesh on the bottom. But this absolutely could be replaced with 5-gallon buckets that you scavenge that have holes drilled in the bottom and holes drilled in the lid. You just want to be thoughtful that there's protection from rodents. If you don't have a bucket with lid, you could use a bucket and hardware cloth or even door screen packed in there. But the more precious the seed, the more costly the seed, the more you want to really get it right. These are pretty much all collected seeds at this point, but we still like to give them good protection for the winter. And the chickens will do pretty good vole hunting through here. So we'll finish out the rest of this and get on to the next task. Let us know if you have any questions or comments about this process.